the moral part is not just right or wrong. That's certainly a part of it. But if you think about, just the good life and what it means to be human and what God wants for and from us, those are all moral questions and really trying to orient ourselves to human flourishing. And so that's the dimension of moral here, is that this is an experience of evil that really kind of interrupts what we previously expected of ourselves and other people. And the injury, term is to show that this isn't necessarily a permanent condition, that kind of like a physical injury, it can be very serious, it can be grave, in some cases it can be life-threatening, but there is a hope for healing and for recovery. And so I don't want to think of it as a permanent impairment or as determining someone's life afterwards, but it is something that desperately needs our attention. And so you can see on the screen here that I've tried to sketch out just some of the dimensions of moral injury so that we can better understand what this term means, that often this is caused by an abuse of power by an authority figure. You can think of a soldier in war whose commanding officer gives them a command to attack an enemy force, and it turns out that there were civilians there, or there's a drone strike and we see that children were targeted and killed. And so there's this sense of betrayal. I trusted you to make a good judgment. I trusted that we were going to follow this code rooted in honor and loyalty, and there's this transgression or betrayal that is so disorienting. And there's this inner conflict, to try to make sense of who am I after I either saw this happen or that I actually participated in this act. And usually what we see is kind of diminished vitality and value for self and others. The work of some theologians and psychologists on this in this area have described this as souls in anguish. So they're tormented by this event, and you can think of the trauma or PTSD that kind of flows afterwards, where they feel untethered both to their own sense of worth and worthiness, but also to the good, the vision of themselves that they hoped to aspire to, and for many, for God. How could God allow such evil to happen or to happen to me? And of course, this is compounded by psychic trauma.